For our podcast disclaimer, please visit the episode description. Thanks so much for coming back to What the Heck is Happening in HR. I am happy to chat today about the difference between training and coaching. I'm hearing people actually use them in similar ways, and they're really not. They actually complement each other by giving learners and giving them strengths to be able to move on and achieve their goals. So let me talk first about training. And what is it? Training transfers desirable knowledge and skills. This is how you do this job. That's what it does. So you may have heard my rant earlier in the year about training is not a benefit. If you want someone to do a job, you need to train them in the job. You need to develop them in the job if they have higher responsibilities. You need to help them do that job. It isn't about winging it. It isn't about treading water. So training is required to be able to let them be successful in the job they're doing for you. Coaching is taking that diamond in the rough, and coaching is about helping them find their drive to succeed, removing barriers that are perhaps intrinsic to them, that are inward to them. It is coaching is for everyone. So you have golf coaches. People know how to putt. People always said, talked about the coach Tiger Woods had. There are people who think Tiger Woods could have used a different kind of coach at one point in his life, but he had a putting coach. And yet Tiger Woods knows how to putt. Why did he have that? Well, first of all, Tiger Woods in putting was coachable. He was open to feedback. And if you have a coach, and I think everyone gets better with a coach, if you have a coach, it means that you are open to receiving their independent feedback. So if they tell you you're dropping your shoulder, if they tell you you're not looking where you need to, you'll take that feedback, you'll make the adjustments, and they'll help you make those adjustments so that you're better at what you wish to be. Coach for leaders or a coach for employees would be someone who perhaps wants to go to a higher level position. And so this person will help you say, okay, let's get you out in front of people. Let's get your presentations better. Let's talk about how you influence. Who is it you need to know in order for them to see you in a different light than in your individual contributor position? What education might you need to know? You've been wanting to do this for a while and you haven't. So let's figure out, let's hold you accountable. And so sometimes those coaches are just for accountability, but they also are accountable for where you want to go. So sometimes we just need a little action to get a little more action out of us. So getting up and moving will make you move even a little bit more. So coaching will help you find accountability, make sure your goals are hit. They're not going to do it for you. They're going to make sure that you are doing what you said you were going to do to yourself. Coaching also is really, really successful when you have individual contributors who you wish to move, you being the employer, wish to move into a leadership spot. They have been trained, rewarded, reinforced to have this superhero persona. And so they will continue to do that, and they won't perhaps want to delegate as much as they should. So a coach, when someone's in a new position, can be very helpful in making sure they use the new tools that they've been given, perhaps through training, perhaps through education they've taken on them for themselves, and it helps them be able to continue to grow. Many times we get tools or we read a book and it goes into practice for maybe a week, maybe two, but it really doesn't become part of our quiver. if you will. So we want that quiver to be used, and we want to be able to say, hey, this is what we would use in this situation. This is what we would use in this situation. One other item that happens with coaching that does not happen with training is reframing. Reframing is so useful. It's a lesson learned. So if I was in a meeting and I didn't speak up and I had the idea that somebody else said, I knew I should have spoken up. A coach will help you say, let's talk about what stopped you from speaking up. What was it? Who was in there? How did you feel when you heard them say what your idea was that could have been credited to you prior? Did you take the opportunity to add to the idea they had, which probably wasn't identical to yours? And are you able to ask the questions so you don't look defensive, like, that was my idea. I was thinking the same thing. And instead you can say, how do you think that would work with this population in our workforce? So now you are participating, you are showing insight, and you're showing a level of maturity around it. So that ability to reframe is really, really useful tool when it comes to coaching. So training gives you the tools. Coaching helps you become that diamond that perhaps was a bit in the rough and helps you achieve your goals. And we hope one of your goals is listening to what the heck is happening in HR. Thanks so much for listening to Training and Coaching, and hopefully you're getting both of those. We'll talk to you soon.